You know, like alpha and beta. You know what that mean, right? Boy and girl. You hear me? Huh. This tree must be blocking that moon. Anyway, I was gonna show y'all it. But anyway, I'm on to you. So I was riding off of Loop 288 and I went around it today to pass the Underground Railroad, which is the first federal underground center that's off of Loop 288. Now, across the street from that first federal underground center is a street sign called Saint Cecilia. I was like, damn, is that a mountain? That's what I thought at first, but and then I did some research. You know, the Tin Man and shit like that. You know, it looked like Saint. You know, Saint looked like Santa with a C. See Santa and shit. But anyway, I did my little research on Cecilia, and she was a mater. That's what they say in Latin, a mater. You hear me? And since the Tin Man said that, it got to be true, right? Since we playing the Wizard of Oz and every fucking thing. Anyway, now I read some more about Saint Cecilia, and it says something about she sang her heart to the Lord. She sang her heart to the Lord. That what she said. That what they said. That what is wrote, right? In pencil and shit. In pen, rather. So anyway, so since she sang her heart out to the Lord and everything like that, on November 22nd, which is odd, it's 2/22, because that's the day she died, 11/22. You know, 1/12 is my son's birthday, my oldest son. But anyway, because we talking about sons and shit like that, you know. We living in a loophole and shit. You hear me? So anyway, since we supposed to what did I say earlier? And now this was way earlier, but I said we were supposed to sacrifice, you know, our sons and shit like that. You know, I talked about my youngest son. I'm talking about because his birthday is the loop, you know, pi 3.14, right? And I'm talking about my oldest son, whose birthday is 11/20. But anyway, I'm gonna show you the rest of the video because I don't think I even posted it yet. I'm getting ready to embed that shit into this video to complete the whole circle. You hear me? To complete the whole pie. You hear me? But anyway, look at the word Cecilia. It looked like ceiling. You know, Cecile. You know what I'm saying? The seal. You know, because we living in a dome and we supposed to have a ceiling top and shit like that, like the mountaintop and everything. You hear me? Do you hear me? Now let me show you what Cecilia mean. You know, in Latin, the Tin Man and shit. You hear me? What was the Tin Man missing, y'all? But she sung her heart to the Lord, you know. I'm done. It meant blind. Oh my motherfucking God. Yeah, we blind, all right. And since we blinding, you know, motherfuckers and shit, you hear me? Y'all, the 3rd century, the Holy Trinity. Did y'all read that? Let me screenshot that shit again so I can show y'all what the hell, you know. Since we blind and everything, we can't see the shit, but we see the shit, but we don't see the shit. Because I find it really ironically strange that the first federal underground center that ever was created is in Denton and is across the street from a street sign named Saint Cecilia, which sound like ceiling. But when you look up the definition in Latin terms, it means blind. Because we living in the sea level in the sea that we do not motherfucking see and shit like that. And clearly, I'm the motherfucking blueprint. You know, because they needed a blueprint. You hear me? You see it? You see it, motherfucker. You see what I got on? You see it shit. Anyway, I told you I ain't blind no more. I'm just pointing out the obvious. Y'all be blessed. God is gang in the building. I told you I was married to the gang. Living in a loophole, black hole. And I keep looping around this motherfucker, especially Denton, because I did a big old loop today, and then I completed my motherfucking circle. But after I had passed Texas Women's University, which it felt like I was diving when I got to the baseball diamond. You hear me? Diving when I got to the baseball diving, because I literally went down, and I was like, damn, why I feel like that? But anyway, you know, something incredible is going on. We don't see the shit, though, but I feel it, and I see it. And anyway, that's how I got to loop 288, which St. Cecilia is on it. And then I'll show y'all that shit on the map, because I'm Bob O. Lincoln, they motherfucking ass, because that's over there too, you know. Anyway. But I ain't done, because after St. Cecilia, some apartment complexes, then it I think it's Oreo, which is O-I roll. So we playing the O roll, the I-O, E-I-E-I-O motherfucking roll, Old McDonald and shit like that. Since we playing rolls and shit like that, I told y'all like Omarion said, roll, the loop hole motherfucker is right there, and I'm the streetwalker. And let freedom ring on a motherfucking ass. You hear me? I keep telling y'all that I done forgot what I was getting ready to say. But at the end of the day, you know. Shit, we just, you know, stuff is happening. Like, they're creating chaos for a reason. Like, literally, I'm cooking for the big house. And they stopping food stamps because they thinking I'm using their food stamps to cook for the big house. You hear me? Like, it's reasons, and it's all connected to one source. And if I'm the source and I'm the blueprint, that's what I keep saying, because I believe that who I am. You understand what I'm saying? I understand why they're creating all this fucking chaos. Because when I move, you move. Just like that. You hear me? Yo, DJ, play that back. To take Genesis 2, chapter 2, verse 21, and put the two together. And so I'm going to look at Genesis chapter 22, starting at verse 1. Let me show y'all what the fuck that say. Mind y'all, my son's birthday was just on the screen at the timestamp. But it's March 14th. So I made it backwards. So backwards, these numbers, this shit's wild in a bitch, y'all. Because, you know, 3.14 is the circle of life, right? Because to be honest, I would never sacrifice my sons, plural. You know what I'm saying? But this here Bible that these Bible thumpers was fucking shoving in our faces said that we supposed to sacrifice our goddamn kids. Is they crazy? I think goddamn everlasting mind. This shit wild in a bitch. And y'all, that's the reason why my mama didn't go to church. I fucking knew it. I knew it was something. Because that shit ain't right. What the fuck that Bible just said. What I just read and shit. I don't know why that just pissed me off, but it really fucking pissed me off. Good, what the fuck? And y'all reading this shit? And y'all like, oh yeah, we gonna say, what the fuck is this? Y'all done made that up. That fucking preacher told y'all it meant something else, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, you can read for yourself and see what these words mean. God damn it. If you want me to break it down, I might. Give me a second. Just like these goddamn street signs, Shady Oaks, they shady as hell in Moore Street. So something on, because there's a dead end down here next to Denton County Administrative Building and shit. Where that damn sign at? Right there. And this is off of Loop 288. This is a Loop 288 Infinity. You understand? You see the green? I know y'all seen that shit. Anyway. Morse Street, which is Morse Cold Street, dead end in two different spots, you know. One is off of Morse and motherfucking Wood, like the oak tree road. You hear me? Because they put us in the motherfucking road on a boat and shit, you know. But we flow like water, right? And then the other one is off of Mayhill and Morse. Mayhill. What the fuck is a Mayhill? Well, didn't motherfucking Christopher Columbus sail the ocean blue on the Mayhill or some shit? Huh? Anyway, I just had to point that out right quick, because I told y'all this shit made me mad. So he sailed the ocean blue in 1492. So anyway, I'm going to show y'all what this Bible said in 1562. Since we tuning it up and teeing it out and all this other bullshit off of Luke 288 and stuff, you know. God. And I gotta say, you know, off of the Luke 288 right down the street where I was just at by Shady Oaks and stuff like that, it's a hole over there, and it's called the First Federal Underground Center hole, because they had a dig and everything. They dug up some shit down in that motherfucking hole. Now today it's called FEMA, because that's the spell, that's the chaos spell. They keep the shit going in the loop, but in a different manner, but they call it FEMA now. But initially it was the first ever created in the Americas, First Federal Underground Center. That's what the fuck it was. And y'all know what federal is, right? Anyway, guess what else has a hole? The woman's womb, WMB womb, 1980 though, you know, because that's the year I was born and everything. You understand? Our license plate was just showing y'all that we are in alignment and where I parked at, because they wasn't there when I pulled up. Where I parked at, they pulled up and parked right there, you know, to confirm for my confirmation who the fuck I am. You hear me? Mm-hmm. Because we all connected to one motherfucking source, right? But y'all go on, keep on sacrificing y'all motherfucking children and stuff like that. You gotta read in between the lines of what I mean by that. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's certain ways you sacrifice your children by the behavior and all that other bullshit. But I ain't gonna go into details. You gotta figure that shit out your motherfucking self. You gotta break your generational curses. That's what that quote is saying to me. But anyway, let me show y'all if it's in there, 1526's version of Genesis 22 chapter 1. Quote, God told Abraham, which starts with an A, A-B, you know, positive and negative and everything. Anyway, to go to the land of Moriah, like Morse code. Anyway, you know, since we going to the land of Moriah and shit, to sacrifice his damn only beloved son? What the fuck kind of beloved shit is this? What the hell? And more. Like this is Moriah? What the fuck? Y'all, this shit wild in a bitch. Paying attention. This is the other dead end, Woodrow and Morse. You know, have you paid attention to me now? That's a dead end over there. You know, in Denton County over there too. I'm just saying the count. You know, Count Chocolate and shit. You know, whatever the fuck that Sesame Street cereal box is. Shit, just be playing corn kids and shit like that, playing King of the Hill and stuff. But anyway, here's some water too. And we finna go, cause this is Moore Street. We finna go on Martin Luther King is on the corner. But where Sir Isaac Newton is at. Isaac, because that's the son that was in the motherfucking, this is Newton, Sir Isaac Newton and Morse. You know, Isaac, you know, is the son that he was supposed to sacrifice shit. You hear me? Y'all, this shit wild in a bitch. I don't like it, and I'm going on the hill, the king of the hill and everything. I'm just pointing out the obvious bullshit, like I said, pinpointing and everything, showing y'all that, you know, this is the blueprint. You hear me? In the water that we walking on. You hear me? Mm-hmm. You know, the green screen, clearly, you know, that's my family's last name. And, you know, this pink and blue, you know what that means, right? Boy and girl. Get on my level, you hear me? Oh, the moon out right now again. For beta, boy, girl type shit. You hear me? Let me see if I can show y'all the moon. Hold on.